No, I'm not. Good morning, everyone. Wake up. I'm sleepy today. Jamie?
It is absolutely a glorious morning on this Friday morning edition of Cooper and Company Live. I'm Jamie Cooper. This is Athens in the AM on this Friday morning edition. Mathew's in it this morning. Tom joined us for our early start. Dr. Coleman on his way here shortly. Plus a couple other people will be here later on today, and we'll rehash a couple things that happened earlier this week. Y'all getting ready for football?
We are. 2 weeks away, man. Be here before we know it.
Matthew, who you predicting win the national championship?
Well, you know, I mean, it's a hard choice, but I think I'll have to go with Alabama. You know.
You're not going with Miami?
No, not this time around. So Miami, Ohio.
I'll update you on a little bit of that in just a moment. Mac, good to have you in here this morning. Think you can stay awake during the program? Huh? Yeah? You think you can?
Yes,
you remind me of Jake so much on 2.5 Men. You better straighten up. All right. Hey, that's what's coming up. Plus, we'll go back to Amazing Ministries, their ribbon cutting the date there, new church. And we'll hear from State Representative Dan Williams, who had some interesting things to say Wednesday on the program. There were big Republican things coming up Saturday, tomorrow, over at the Event Center. We'll talk about that in a little bit, too. But that immigration thing is getting bigger and bigger now. Some big churches in Alabama are also filing a lawsuit opposing the immigration bill. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit. That's what's coming up today. You can text Gloria at 603-4848. Frank and Tony in here. You can always call the hotline inside, 230-4988. 2 weeks away from football. Frank was at a Jamboree game last night over at East Limestone and said that Coach Pugh's team kind of whipped up on Coach Brown's Ardmore team. How much? 38-7. Football season officially starts, I guess, 2 weeks from last night and 2 weeks from tonight, area-wise on the 26th. But we got lots of stuff to get cranking, so let's get it right now. The weather is picture perfect, ain't it?
Ain't it? Quit saying ain't it. Yes, it is picture perfect. Going to be a wonderful day today. We might see a shower, but not until this afternoon. Only a 20% chance of a shower this afternoon around 4 o'clock. That could come in. High of 94. It is 71 degrees right now. Tomorrow, 96 for your high, 70 for your low. I'm just going to say the rest of the week, or rather 7 days, 20% chance of rain every day. So that is really about it for weather. Next week, little cooler temperatures expected as well. Do want to have to remind you about the Limestone County Republican rally that takes place, of course, Saturday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Master of Ceremonies is Representative Dan Williams with special guest Lieutenant Governor Kay Ivey, and we'll have that interview coming up here shortly.
Matthew, I see you admired my new Crocs.
Are those Crocs?
Yeah, I got 2 new pair yesterday. My son Jay, I guess he's always in New Orleans. They must have one big old Croc store down there. Speaking of birthdays, which my birthday's coming up shortly, less than 2 weeks. Corey, you get a tight shot of this Bama thing here. That's the new one. He brought that back to me also. It's got the 09 championship on it, too.
Great. More Bama stuff.
Yeah, more Bama stuff to find a place to put. There it is right there. And at the bottom, it's got all the national championships. So, they had Auburn one, too, but it was on a sticky note.
Stop it. Stop.
Just wanted to throw that in for y'all this morning.
Mac enjoyed that, I believe.
Yeah, hey, Matthew, I love your new commercial.
Thank you. I thought of it myself.
I love the new commercial. I walked in there one day and Brad's putting the tag on it, and I hear these donkey, braying and elephant. What the world? What are you working on? And it's the new Chick-fil-A spot.
Good. Glad
but you know, because of people like you, you're putting a dent in Burger King. They're doing away with the creepy king. According to USA Today, he was kind of scary looking. There he is now. Burger King is embracing the freshy, changey thing. Its many steps to reinvent itself. The struggling fast feeder today will announce that it's dethroning the creepy king character and other wacky teen targeting stuff and refocusing, Matthew, believe this, on a customer, the mother. Says due to the popularity of the Chick-fil-A on Highway 72 in Athens that just opened, we have got to cut back and get the creepy king out of there.
I'm sure it says because of the store on Highway 72, huh?
That's what it said, yeah.
It's right there, so black and white.
It said it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
scary looking.
All right, Tom, I'm going to talk about this later in the news, too. Mortgage rates have not shrunk to this low since Jamie Cooper graduated from New Hope High School in 1971, 40 years ago. The average rate on a 30-year fixed right now, most popular mortgage dipped to 4.15. That's down from 4.32 a week ago. And if you want to do a 15-year, it's 3.36.
goodness.
Now, didn't they just say earlier that this is going to last for at least 2 more years, rates down this low?
Well, that's what they're predicting. When the jobs come back around and people can afford to do the mortgage, then hopefully they don't start creeping up.
But right now, the biggest thing is refinancing.
Jump on
Oh,
it.
yeah, there's a ton of folks that's refinancing.
And you said you can just call your mortgage company and say you're going to leave.
Yeah, well, if they have a program, you know, to do that, you know, some of them like the interest rate they have and want to stay with it. But if they know they're going to lose business, they usually have a conversion.
How hard is it to refinance these days, a big loan? We talked to Greg Balch the other day. I'm going to go back and visit with him down at Courtesy, see if we could redo our house.
Well, a jumbo loan is always a little hard. If you got a lot of equity in the house, it makes it easier.
Oh, good.
Don't matter about your income, does it? Being self-employed, you know, I don't make nothing.
Well, that comes into play, too.
Yeah, that plays a little
He
bit.
doesn't have a salary.
I don't give you a check.
I don't get paid. I couldn't tell you the last time I got paid. All right, let's talk about Grissom High Coach. We talked a lot about that here yesterday. Here's what the Huntsville Times is saying this morning. Sign supporting Grissom High School, Keith Henderson, football coach, dotted the walls outside the Huntsville School Board meeting last night, asking the board to do the right thing and support the beloved head football coach. Though the board did not address allegations that Coach Henderson, 45, was driving drunk while on Grissom's campus, Dr. Casey Wardinski said after the meeting, and I saw this on Channel 48 this morning too, he was going to recommend today the coach be fired. Having decided earlier in the week that the coach must go, Wardinski said he gave him the option to resign or be terminated. When Henderson did not give Wardinski an answer by the superintendent's deadline, which was last night at the start of the school board meeting, Wardinski made his decision clear.
It could be appealed.
You been keeping up with this, Matthew?
I haven't watched it much, so it doesn't.
He's been selling chicken.
Here's my opinion on this, and it may not matter, but it does to me. I don't think he should be fired. How many coaches do we know, friends of ours, Limestone County coaches, that have probably had a couple of cold beers while riding a lawnmower cutting their school grass?
I can name a bunch.
And I'm not going to name anybody, but I can name 3 or 4. And y'all know them.
Y'all know, you know them.
I mean, the guy, first of all, I do not think, and y'all may get mad if you don't, but I don't care. The guy should not have been arrested. The policeman should not have given him a breath test. He should have said, well, hey, coach, you need a... He should have tried to help him. Why do that? The guy's on the football field working.
Well, if you got somebody we can call for you to come pick you up.
Yeah.
I mean, did you not say it was a rookie policeman or something? I mean, I'm not getting him down the road that much, but dang, come on, cut somebody some friggin' slack. The guy's a nice guy. He's got 5 kids. Grissom won 1 football game last year, if I'm correct.
See, it's not because he's a winning coach.
And the season starts, but what he's doing to the lives of these kids. And they interviewed a couple of the mothers of the football players yesterday.
Well, I understand he has like 4 kids and 5 kids. And
raising them himself.
But Wardinski has come in, though, I mean, to his credit.
I mean,
he's come in no holds barred here on this deal. Because, you know, what are they, $2 million in the red over there in Huntsville? So what he's trying to do is just say, hey,
clean up.
Let's clean this house up. He's not taking any prisoners.
What a shame.
So, you know, I'm against him. I'm against him firing him.
Yeah, I think that was.
So what? He had a couple of beers while he's on a dang football field. Blood alcohol count was 0.12.
Just barely
Drive
over.
him home.
Cut him some slack.
No, he wasn't driving at the time the police officers came.
I don't understand that he was, no.
All right. If Cliff gets here today.
So how do you know maybe he was going to stay there longer?
Well, first of all, I really think he can beat the DUI.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get out of that. It's his first one, and he'll get out of it.
I mean, he'll beat the DUI. All right, let me move on to another subject in football. Let's move over to, Corey, can you move over just a little bit with that shot right there? I don't like twisting my neck so much.
Hurting mine, too.
God forbid. You have to turn.
This is Mark McCarter's, this article. You are keeping up with the Miami fiasco, aren't you, man?
Yeah, I know about the Miami.
Well, Mark McCarter is a great writer. He's done our show before for Huntsville Times. He said, the way I got it figured out, Alabama and Auburn are off the hook. No more worries about what the opportunity clothing store dealer might have done or what Cam Newton might have known. Miami to the rescue. He said here, if you're in the overworked, understaffed Inspector Clouseau department of NCAA, are you going to spend the next 6 months sniffing for clues in Tuscaloosa, Auburn, or Starkville? Let's start with Miami. Miami has been alleged about Miami run amok with a 5'5" booster, Nevin Shapiro, in the Brilliant reporting by Yahoo, and they did a super job. 72 football and basketball players were allegedly involved. David Whitley of the Sporting News called Shapiro a conniving, pathetic jock sniffer.
Well,
He said Shapiro is so horrid, it's an insult to the rest of the conniving, pathetic jock sniffers on the college sports landscape.
No beating around the bush about what he thinks about him, huh?
just say it.
Well, I mean, it shows the guy running onto the field with Miami and everything. You've probably seen the video on ESPN. What Miami is going to be accused of, they probably will get the death penalty.
No doubt, I think.
It'd be hard not to. I mean, as much as they got, I mean, if all this washes out to be true, it's going to be hard that they don't do much to them. So.
But again, like we said, what ESPN quoted, when the guy, he had 4 email addresses. He gave them access to the emails. So they've got, and they have all the phone records.
I mean, with that much information, if it's like I say, if it's all true, if they've got all of that, I mean, there's no way they can't,
So that means they'll probably lose, what, 6, 10 players off the current team?
Probably.
And they open with Maryland on is it Sunday or Monday night?
I don't know.
I think they play Labor Day night. I mean, Labor Day.
Yeah, I think it's Monday.
Yeah, that Monday night. The 2 big games are opposite each other that night at 7. Oregon's 3 and LSU's 4 they're on, and then Boise State, just hope to goodness they don't beat Georgia.
I know. I'm not a Georgia fan, but I just hope Georgia beats their eyes out that day. So.
All right. Matthew, you do Facebook?
I do Facebook, yes sir.
Facebook.
We're friends on Facebook.
Oh, are we?
Didn't know it. So.
All right, well, watch it. How do you do Facebook? All right, what's that article you got in Cosmopolitan magazine about Facebook, about happiness?
A new study discovered that Facebook causes us to underestimate other people's misery and overestimate their happiness, making us feel worse about ourselves. Boy, that's a no-brainer.
So you're saying people lie about how good they are and how happy they are on Facebook?
Yes. And then if you see them being happy and you're not happy, it makes you miserable.
See, now that I am up to date on phone, I know how to go to Facebook now and read everything everybody's saying. Yeah. Will I ever respond to anything? No.
Quit reading my messages.
But I can text.
There you go. You've learned a new thing. But I think that's like anything, people put their happy stuff on there.
You taught us a lesson last Friday on here. Dusty was giving me down the road because I've run all my sentences together.
How to punctuate.
Now I know how to punctuate and everything thanks to you.
Hit the space bar
on the
twice.
iPhone, you hit the space twice, you get a period.
So I sent Dusty a big message. Periods, capitals, and everything. I went capital P-E-R-I-O-D, period, and then I did it about 3 times. So get that, Dusty McNamara.
I'm sorry I taught him how to text. He's driving me, just everybody crazy.
Well, that's going to cut into you preparing for the show.
Now
I don't do it in the mornings now. I do it in the afternoons.
Why don't you give out your phone number so people can contact you?
Huh?
Why don't you give out your number so people can text you?
The only time I don't, from 10 to 11 every day, I'm watching Rifleman on ZTV. So don't bug me during that time.
Got to make a note of that.
Yeah, don't bug me during that time. And then in the afternoons, I'm watching ESPN, so I got a little leeway
Something
there.
else annoying he does. He'll hurry, look, who is that? I'm thinking, I don't know. What year is this?
She wasn't
born. What year
born
was the Rifleman?
in the 50s.
I don't know, but he's good.
In the 50s, okay.
Late 50s.
I don't know
yesterday he
anyone in
got
it.
blinded, and man, they had more trouble back in those days. I mean, everybody goes, you couldn't trust nobody back then. Yeah.
Like you can now.
Yeah, you can't trust nobody back then. All right, it's a Friday morning edition. The Colemans will be here shortly, too, and we got other things going on. We got lots of things to talk about, so y'all hang on.